What's up? What's going on, everybody? Happy Thirsty Thursday. Throw it back Thursday. Throat punch Mother Nature in the throat Thursday. It is 41 degrees here. I am not used to this anymore. I've not been used to this in 6 long years, and I don't ever plan on being used to this next year. So listen out now, Mother Nature. Stop playing games. Who am I kidding? Everyone in Florida is going to be complaining in about 4 months' time that it's too hot outside, and they're going to be wishing for cold weather. But I'm getting tired of having to wear pants. I live in Florida for a reason. There's a reason I moved to Florida, and it is not to wear pants every day of the week or a hoodie or a jacket. But I hope we're all having a fantastic night. It is Thursday, Nauti Hour. Started at 10 o'clock on the dot. That simple, that sweet. Everything is going on very, very well here. So let's get to the chat. Y'all already know first things first. Scott McNeil's the first one in the chat. Like always, I'm pretty sure he was here 8 hours ago. Where do you find the time? Followed by Sharon, Denise, Bone Tire Travelers in the house, Gay, Chuck Spencer, my brother from another mother who I just got off of a cruise ship with, and we're going to talk about that. Gay is in the house. Jenna, Robin, Chuck, Gay, Kathy in the house. Did I miss anybody? No, I did not. I did not miss anybody. So I hope we're all having a fantastic night. The month of January is winding down. Don't forget, next week I will not be going live. There's going to be a bunch of chaotic stuff going on here over the next week, 2 weeks. This will be the last live from the dining room table. You won't have to see any of this anymore, except for my 2 friends that always hang out with me every Thursday. So, let's talk about the last cruise. Carnival Celebration, Port of Miami. Let's talk about it, right? We're going to go in full detail here in this hour. So I hope you got your cup of tea. I hope you got your coffee. I hope you got everything. We're going to go into it after we go through the chat, but we're going to go into everything. We're going to dive all the way into it head first, like it's a 3-foot swimming pool that you shouldn't be diving into, and we're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about the pre-cruise hotel. We're going to talk about embarkation day. We're going to talk about the 7 days on board the Carnival Celebration and all of that fun jazz. So, hello to all of you in the chat. Everyone is just saying hello to everyone. No major questions yet, so there's really nothing to talk about. Gay is rubbing it in that she is in Australia and it's really hot. We were friends. I don't know if we could be friends anymore because for some reason my buddy Scott, all the way up in Saskatchewan, decided he was going to let the weather from Siberia come on down to Florida, and now we're all cold down here, and you got the hot weather over there. And that's just going to make me get a little upset with Chuck because we pulled the plug on April, so we're not going to Australia. So now I don't get to see what it's like in Australia in April, so I guess we're going to have to book it real soon. Again, 27, 26, who knows? Anyway, so let's dive into it, right? So Carnival Celebration, 7 days. I was on a casino offer. Didn't really pay a ton of money for this cruise, so really not that deep into it. We're talking maybe total innage, including gratuities and all that. We're talking maybe $800, right? Internet gratuities, 7 days, drink package, ocean suite room. We're talking about $800 US of innage here. Now, I worked all the way up until Friday. I didn't take any extra time off of work. No, I worked all the way up until Saturday because this cruise left on Sunday. So I didn't take any extra time off of work. I literally worked all the way up until I couldn't work anymore. And then I left directly from work at about 8 p.m. on Saturday and drove the 5 hours into Miami. It was a great drive. Made it to Miami about 11:30 at night. So it really wasn't a bad drive. And it took a lot less time leaving from work than it would have if I would have drove home, which is about 45 minutes north from Tampa, did some things around the house, and then drove back to the same area I was just in. So about 3.5 hours worth of drive instead of 5 hours. I'll take it. I was in Miami by 11:30, checked into the hotel. Warm Strong Adventures in the house. What's going on, Bill? Now, I'll be very honest. 100% very honest. If you are cruising out of Miami and you need to stay at a hotel, do not, I repeat, do not stay at the Sheraton Miami International Airport Hotel. Worst hotel I've ever stayed at pre-cruise. Now, I'm not going to go and berate the hotel and say it was a horrible hotel. It really wasn't. The hotel room was nice. It was clean. The bed was clean. The couch was clean. Bathroom was clean. Everything was clean. TV did not work. So I couldn't watch a single thing on TV. Now, mind you, I'm a big sports guy, so I was trying to catch up on the sports updates throughout the day and then the predictions for the games that were the next day. I could not get the TV to work to save my life. Now, the only issue I had with this hotel was a lot of pilots, co-pilots, and flight attendants use this hotel for their layovers, which is great. It's right there by the airport. Awesome views of the planes flying, taking off, landing, and all of that stuff. But even at 12 o'clock at night, there was still a line of like 7 or 8 people to check in. I stood in line for 30 minutes just to check in. And when we got to the parking garage and parked, there's no elevator. So you literally had to carry your bags all the way down to the elevator, which was 1 or 2 levels lower than where we were parked at. Not a real big issue, but if you're driving to a cruise port, you really don't pay attention to the weight of your bag, so your bag tends to be a little bit heavier. Really not a big deal. But there's no signs to tell you there's no elevator. There's no signs to tell you entrance to the hotel or anything like that. So it took us a few minutes to figure all of that out. Chuck almost broke his ankle trying to get into the elevator bank area. And then he had to walk all the way down the steps with your suitcases and then all the way through the corridor to get to the elevator to be able to take the elevator to the rooms. Now, all in all, it's not bad, but parking was $35 per night. Chuck had to pay twice because he decided to leave in the morning to run to the pharmacy and then came back and parked in the parking garage again, and they charged him another $35. So Chuck paid $70 to park for one night. Now, I think he might have made that little bit of a mistake and didn't talk to the front desk or anything like that to be able to see if his parking would have been comped since he just paid. He only ran to the pharmacy to come back, get his bags and things like that. But $75 to park, $70 to park for 24 hours is a little ridiculous. So from there, we got up, we drove over to downtown Miami. We parked inside the parking garage at the Target. Mind you, they give you 2 hours of free parking. So all in all, that was great. That was an awesome experience. Ran in the Target, grabbed a few things that we needed. I had to get some over-the-counter medicine, so I picked that up. And then we wanted to get some breakfast because we chose a late embarkation time. Now, I used to be that person that would get to the ship really early in the morning and sit there and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. Now, I'm not that person anymore. I promise you, if you're cruising with me, and that goes for anybody in this chat, consider this your warning. Any of you in this chat that ever room with me from this point forward, I will not be checking in to the cruise ship until after 12:30. That will be the earliest check-in time I get. 12:30 to 1:30. You might not even get 12:30 because here's the reason. I literally rolled up at 1 o'clock to the port of Miami, dropped the bags, took the car, went and parked in the parking garage, came back. I went right on in through security, right on in through the check-in, and right up on the ship. I was on the ship from the time I parked the car to the time I got on the ship was about 12 minutes. And I say 7 of those 12 minutes, more than 50% of that time was spent walking from the parking garage at parking garage G all the way back to Terminal F to get on board the Celebration. I was from the car on the ship inside my muster drill all within 15 minutes. Meanwhile, there's still a line of people with check-in times that are sitting there and waiting because they decided to show up early. I will not check in before 12:30. It is literally a quick 1, 2, 3 process. Boom, you're on the ship. And guess what? Your room is ready. So you can go to your room, drop your bags, take a nap, get a shower, do whatever you want to do. I am giving you all this as a warning. Scott McNeil, since you're the next one with me on a cruise ship, don't think I'm going to pick an early check-in time for March because I'm not checking in before 12:30. I'm going to enjoy my late checkout at my hotel. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to get over to the cruise ship. I'm going to park. I'm going to walk right on board the ship and look at everybody else while I'm sipping a Mai Tai at the muster drill. That's just how that's going to go. Controversial cruising in the house. What's going on, Scott? Elaine in the house. Scott, I see you commenting, bro. Shots fired. Bang, bang. No early check-in for me from here on out. But the downfall to that is if you have someone that likes that early check-in like Scott does, Scott loves getting there super early in the morning. They can't get there early in the morning and get on if they're rooming with you because your whole party has to be there. So I am great with the whole quick embarkation process. I'm okay with it. I don't want to sit there. If I'm going with a group of people, I'm sorry. I don't want to sit there with y'all. You know why? Because we're going to be on a cruise ship for 7-8 days together for the next 7-8 days. So if we don't see each other inside getting on the cruise ship, hey, I'm all right with it. I'll see you on the ship. We got 8 glorious days together. Let's not sit here all hot and sweaty, smelling each other's armpits and waiting to get on a ship. I'd rather just come in, bam, 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 and be on the ship. Now, getting on the ship was great. That was an easy process. Drug sniffing dogs, no big deal. Muster drill, super, super simple, super easy. Room was ready. Everything was great. Now, there are some downfalls I've had on this cruise. And the reason I went live on the ship and talked about these things was because it was a little, not necessarily concerning, but it's a newer ship, right? Like we're talking about the Celebration. It's only 2 years old. That is practically a brand new ship. It's really not that old of a ship. Will G in the house. What's going on, brother? So it's really not that old of a ship. So I was on the original sailing, the inaugural out of London, and I enjoyed that ship to the fullest. And I still enjoyed the ship, but the food was lacking. The entertainment was lacking. And what I mean by lacking with the food is it was hit or miss. You'd go to the MDR, the food would come out cold. The next night it would come out hot. The next night after that, it would be lukewarm. Or they'd forget this or they'd forget that. So it was just lacking in that aspect. And it made me think about the older class of ships, the Spirit class, the Valor class, the Conquest class, all these other classes of ships that I've sailed on. It's made me think back to those ships, and it's made me realize that the older ships have it more on point. I have more entertainment options that don't just consist of live music at a bar, and the food is more consistent. Now, granted, I tell you all the time, you go into things with an open mind, expect the unexpected. That's the way it goes, and you deal with it. You learn to just roll with the punches. But with a newer ship like this, it shouldn't be so hit or miss in the dining room. And it just wasn't me. There was multiple people we've talked to throughout the voyage that had the same experience. There's multiple people that had problems with their housekeeping. Towels that they would leave on the floor would get hung back up. Desk wouldn't get wiped down. There was sticky stuff on Chuck's desk when he walked in and they told him his room was done when he first got there. There was all this stuff all over the desk. Chuck literally took wipes and wiped his whole desk down and it was black. So it's things like that that start making your mind wander a little bit because we're hearing more and more norovirus outbreaks and things like that on ships. But it's those little things that aren't being done to help prevent those norovirus outbreaks, right? So them simple things is what's gotten my mind going because on the older class ships, I've not had an issue when it comes to housekeeping. I haven't had an issue when it came to entertainment or with dining venues or anything like that. Now, I did enjoy Rudy's. I did enjoy Bonsai. I did enjoy Bonsai teppanyaki and Bonsai for lunch. we had good food on board the ship. We did cochina, we did shebang. We all enjoyed the food. We had a great time. But it was the MDR that was lacking. We got there on the one formal night and we sat at our table for 45 minutes before our order was even taken. Now, mind you, we already waited almost 2 hours for the check-in process because we always do the anytime dining. So you just check in when it's convenient for you. And we checked in right away because we knew it was formal night. We knew it was going to be busy. And it was an hour to 120 minutes. So up to a 2-hour wait. And it took every bit of that 2 hours to get a seat. Not a big deal. No big issue. We expected it. We knew it was coming. We were fine with it. But when we got to our seat, it took another 45 minutes just to place our order. So it's those little things that really had my gears moving a little bit. Not having hot food, inconsistent service, the wait times to get your order in, things like that. That was a little disappointing. But again, it's things you can live with, right? Now, the entertainment. If you aren't going to a bar and drinking, the entertainment was not there. All live music happened at the bars, which, it is what it is. They have the live music at the bar. But on the older style ships, you have the atriums where they have the string quartets or the string trios and all of that stuff. So you really don't have that on this class of ship because they don't have that old school Carnival atrium. So if you want that live music, you have to go to the bar for that live music. And I'm not a big bar guy. I'll have a few drinks in the casino. If I'm on a group cruise, we'll do a pub crawl. I'll go around with everybody. I'll have a few drinks at the pub crawl. If I'm in the piano bar late at night, I'll have a few drinks in the piano bar. But I'm going for the piano bar. I'm going for that specific reason, right? I don't want to go listen to live music and have to be at a bar where there's a bunch of people drinking, getting rowdy, screaming, having conversations to where you can't hear the music. The whole point of going and listening to the live entertainment is for the live entertainment. So that was a little bit of an issue. Now, they did have some shows that they put on over the Celebration Central, Celebration Station, whatever you want to call it, on the Celebration. So you had some shows that were there. Celestial Strings was there. Under the Big Top was there. The Circus. So those were the two main shows that they had there. I'll be honest. The Bring On Singers that they had there was a waste of time. That was not good at all. And comedy did not get good until like the last 2 days of the cruise. So y'all already know I'm a big comedy guy. I like going to the comedy clubs. And the one thing that I don't like about the XL class ships is there's two comedy clubs on board. You have Limelight and you have Punchliner. Now the problem with Limelight and Punchliner is they're both in two different areas of the ship. And they're relatively tiny. You really can't get that many people in either one of those clubs. Now, granted, on smaller class ships, this size venue would work. But on a ship that holds well over 4,000 passengers, it does not do it justice. So they had to take some of the comedy and put it into the theater, which is great because when you do the double header comedy shows in the theater, it's always fun. They always have a good time. The comedians go a little far, and I'll just let you know right now, the one guy we had took it to the next level. He came out into the crowd, started doing crowd work, picked on me a little bit. I was fine with it, and picked on a bunch of other people in the process. But the Limelight and the Punchliner show, the Punchliner Comedy Club, are super, super small when it comes to this size ship. So if you're going to have a ship that holds close to 5,000 passengers, I think you need a venue that's going to be able to hold enough people to be in these venues. Because by the time you get to the venue, you have a line of 120 plus people that have been standing there for 45 minutes to an hour. We already know how it is when it comes to the Carnival comedy. People line up way before because they know it's always good entertainment. So you got a line of 120 people for Punchliner. You'll be lucky if Punchliner even holds 120 people. So by the time you get there, you see how long the line is. You get a little disappointed because by the time you get up to the front of the line, they're going to be like, hey, we're at capacity. We can't let nobody else in. And then you come back for the late show, and then the line to get in is just as long as it was earlier, if not longer, and then you can't get in. So it's kind of hard when you have these small venues on such a high rated ship that's got so many passengers on it that you're not able to get into these comedy shows. So you have to take that with a little bit of grain of salt, or you got to stand in line for 2.5 hours. Now, I didn't have Scott with me. Usually Scott's my seat guy. I'm like, hey, Scott, you want to save seats? And Scott will go and he'll get in line and he'll save me a seat. But when it comes to the size of the venue, it's a Debbie Downer when it comes to the size of the venue on these ships. Now, it's the same on the Mardi Gras. It's the same on the Jubilee. The venue is just not big enough for comedy. One thing that really grinded my gears is my favorite thing to do on board all Carnival ships. It doesn't matter whether it's old or new. One of my favorite shows to go to is the Love and Marriage Show. I love the Love and Marriage Show, especially when you get a couple that's been on the ship, married 50, 60 years. They've seen it all. They've done it all. They've been through it all. And their filter is no longer non-existent. It's gone. It's gone with the wind. It's left on the first cruise ship they've ever been on. They have no filter. But a lot of those questions that are asked during Love and Marriage are usually asked because of the time that people have spent on the ship. It's usually towards the end of the cruise, maybe the 4th, 5th night of a 7-day. This was on the 2nd day. Love and Marriage was on the 2nd day. And one of the big questions they ask at the Love and Marriage Show is, how many times on this cruise, if I had to pay you $100 for every time you had ice cream, how many times have you had ice cream? How much money would I owe you? Well, I don't know about you, but embarkation day is a busy day. So ain't nobody having ice cream until like day 2 or 3. So to have that question asked on day 2, it's like, you owe me 50 cents? We got halfway there maybe? I don't know. So it's those little things that I picked up on with being on this ship for the second time around that I've started noticing. And I really think that I'm noticing the little things a lot more because I'm doing a lot more cruise lines than I have before. I did Royal, I did Celebrity, I've done Margaritaville, which I'm not even going to hold you. Margaritaville has moved up on the list. So I'm seeing the different options of entertainment because I'm doing a lot more shorter cruises on different cruise lines where I'm seeing a ton of entertainment being pumped into different venues. And I'm on a 7-day with Carnival and the entertainment is just mediocre. Blah. You can take it or leave it. If you're not at the casino or you're not at a bar, you're not having a good time type thing, right? So with Celebrity, I was on for a 4-day cruise. There was multiple different venue options, comedy, music, shows. There was so much going on, I couldn't see it all. Same with Margaritaville. Same with Utopia. I did an ice show. I did a quest-style game. There was a dinner show. There were so many different shows that I packed in on a 3 and 4 day cruise that it genuinely makes me think, like, why is Carnival on the XL class ships lacking in this department? I don't know. Could it just be me? It might just be me. Because I've been spreading the seed to 30 different cruise lines in the last year. Who knows? But I felt like it was lacking. And I'll be honest, I enjoyed the entertainment on the older class ships more recently than I have on the XL class ships. Now, I'm not going to lie. There are some venues I enjoy. I enjoy Alchemy Bar for a good sidecar. I enjoy Heroes Lounge for a good sporting event or a drink. The Watering Hole is a great place. Now, I'm not saying I didn't have a good time. I had a blast. I had a grand old time on the ship. Chuck had a great time. Lourdes had a great time. Lourdes bought me a pineapple hat for my birthday. Everyone had a good time. We went to San Juan, St. Thomas, Amber Cove. Amber Cove, I don't need to go there anymore. I've been there more than enough times. I probably own real estate there. I don't know. But we all had a good time. Everyone had a blast. It's just those little things that you pick up on that make you go, okay, well, they did this better on the Glory. Shane is in the house. What's going on, Shane? Matt is in the house. Mary Ellen, how are you tonight? I hope you're having a fantastic night. And let's see what some of these comments say. Hot food is kind of important. Yeah, hot food's very important. Comedy was the best out of the entertainment that was offered. Comedy was really good. The line to get in a comedy club was huge. Absolutely. NCL has the same issues with their venues. And that's the thing, right? Like, I'm starting to pick up a lot of these smaller venue places. Just after being on the Sun Princess and seeing their venue areas, Utopia, and partaking in some of their venue areas, Margaritaville, Celebrity, you just start picking up on a lot of different things because you're like, well, they could have did this and it would have made it so much better. Took my son to see Jimmy Carr live, and we sat in the front row, spoke to him, and he was delighted. NOLA Glory or Carnival Glory? Canaveral Glory. So either one, right? Like, both of them are great. I've done them both. I've done it out of NOLA and I've done it out of Canaveral. I just enjoy the Glory all around. It's a great ship. I love that, that just Spirit class, Valor class style ship. And it's just one of those. And I was actually, the first cruise on the Celebration, I was actually on it with Mary Ellen Dillon. She was on there. She took me to my first Platinum and Diamond party. That was pretty cool. She invited me to the Platinum and Diamond party. That was awesome. That was my first experience with a Platinum and Diamond party, and I was like, I need to get the Platinum. Now we're pushing pretty close to Diamond. Yeah, I had a great time on the Glory. I know everyone has enjoyed that ship so far. My new cup is on the shelf over there. I didn't fill it up. I'll be honest, Chuck, like 15 minutes before the live, I was like, man, I just want to go sleep. I'm tired. It's been a long day. It's been a long, wet, cold day. So, enjoyed the cruise all around. Everything was good. Now, the one thing that really gets me the most is when we get off the ship. So we get off the ship, I go and get the car, pack the bags in the car, we leave, and parking was $175. 7 days. $175. Now, I can promise you that I am not ever going to park at Port Canaveral or Port Miami ever again. Not for $175. I got a little bit of information from Lourdes that there's a company called Premier Parking. And for 2 weeks, because she did the back-to-back, she didn't even pay what I paid for 1 week. She paid less than what I paid for 2 weeks for what I paid for 1 week. So I think I'm going to be using that Premier Parking from now on, because for 7 days, I think it was like $78 or $82. $175 for 7 days. I will not be paying that ever again. That was a fun party with the performance. Yeah, that was. Especially when Lee Mason came out with them big old honkers in front of him. Yeah, that was pretty funny. But that was the first Platinum and Diamond party experience I've ever had. Excuse me. I didn't do it on the Celebration this time. We were going to. Chuck ended up getting a massage done, and I ended up going live during the Platinum and Diamond party time. Looking forward to being back on board in March. Now, again, like I said during the live when I was on the ship, it's not that I'm not going to get back on the ship again. I enjoy the ship. I absolutely enjoy the ship. I enjoy the food venues. I enjoy, certain parts of the entertainment. I just think the older ships, for some reason, they just hit a little bit better. I paid about what you did for a month in December here. Not bad. Not bad at all. $175 for a month. That's not bad. So right now I'm at 127 days, but I have 7, 8, that's 15, and then 14 coming up. So at the end of the year, I'll be closer to my diamond status if I don't book anything else out through the rest of 2025. So 127 days. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm almost double platinum. We're more close to double platinum than we are diamond, but I'm getting there. So get off the ship, pay that $175 for parking, and then it took about 4.5, 5 hours to get home. Wasn't too bad at all. All in all, it was a good trip. Chuck had a good time. Lourdes had a good time. She's still having a good time. She's on the ship right now. I want to talk to y'all about an event that happened, but Chuck told Lourdes that I wouldn't talk about it. He spoke for me, so I can't really bring it up until the video comes out, but it's definitely going to get brought up in the video. I might not bring it up on a live, but I'll bring it up on a video. And then on the way down, Chuck got me a new cup. I'm trying to pull it up online so I don't have to get up and get it. Chuck got me a new cup on his way down because Chuck stopped at Buc-ee's. So Buc-ee's had their cups out because at Christmas time, I wanted a cup, one of the Buc-ee's cups, kind of like this one, and they didn't have it. So Chuck got me that one. And on the opposite side, there's a whiteboard that you can write on. But he kind of got me upset because he stopped at Buc-ee's on the way back and they had the Mardi Gras cup out. And I was like, oh, I really need that cup. Mike did not agree, first off. Mike did not agree. Mike did not agree to not talk about that at all. Mike wanted to talk about that 100%. Mike wanted to bring that up. Mike did not agree not to bring it up. Chuck agreed for Mike because the whole conversation went, he's not going to do it, I promise. And I'm like, boy, don't promise for me. And then she's like, see, he's going to do it. No, he's not. He's not going to do it. I am 100% going to put that video out. That's staying in the video. I love that celebrity and RCL status match now. Yeah, so they only status match within their own brand. So if you cruised Royal, you can match with Celebrity. If you cruise Celebrity, you can match with Royal. It is a Buc-ee's cup. And the Mardi Gras one, I want that one too. But that one's pretty cool. I'll use it. It's pink. My daughter already tried claiming it. She's like, but Dad, it's pink. And I'm like, I'm still going to use it. It's a Buc-ee's cup. It was bought for me. But all in all, it was a good cruise. We had a good time. Can't really complain too much. Just a few things. But other than that, like I say all the time, you go into it with an open mind, then you expect the unexpected, and then at that point, it's really not something that's going to bother you. I didn't really let things get to me when it came to certain things. Like the TV not working during the Eagles game, but it worked for every other game on board the ship. That was a little frustrating because it was a playoff game, so it was winner goes on, loser goes home type thing. But clearly we all know where we're at now. Winner, 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 chicken dinner. Birds, baby, let's go. They got a big game this weekend. Excursions, we didn't do any excursions. We did do, well, I can't really say we didn't do any excursions. So we did a cab ride around St. Thomas, an open air taxi ride around St. Thomas. Lourdes thought she was going to die. And I'll be honest, certain points, we all probably thought we were going to die. We paid $35 or $38 a piece to go around the island of St. Thomas. It was about a 2.5 hour tour. Took you all the way up to the top of the island where you can get those famous banana daiquiris. Let me be the first to tell you, I don't know why they're famous because it wasn't that great. It was good, but it wasn't that great. I wouldn't call it world famous. I would call the view world famous because the top of the mountain is where you get the world famous banana daiquiris. Then you can go out on the balcony and you can overlook Megan's Bay, which, in my opinion, all the times I've been to St. Thomas, anytime someone asks me for a beach recommendation, I 100% recommend Megan's Bay. It is one of the most beautiful beaches in St. Thomas. There's no hotels in the area, so you're not going to get bombarded with people from the hotel because Megan's Bay is owned by the people of St. Thomas. It was given to the people of St. Thomas with the stipulations that they could not build any hotels in that vicinity or on the property of Megan's Bay. So there is a fee to get into Megan's Bay. It's $7 unless you're a local, then it's free. They don't charge the locals for anything. But it's one of the most beautiful beaches. Now, if you've never seen what Megan's Bay is or what Megan's Bay looks like, I will be happy to show you Megan's Bay. Now, right behind this daiquiri, it might be too bright. Right behind that daiquiri is Megan's Bay. Now, the most beautiful, pristine water you'll ever see in the Caribbean. I absolutely love it there. St. Thomas is one of my favorite islands. Try to see if I can't pull the clip up without giving too much of the video away since I haven't put the video out yet. But that's Megan's Bay in St. Thomas. One of the most beautiful bays, beautiful beaches you can ever swim on is right here. Across the way you have Tortuga and all that, the British Virgin Islands. And it's just absolutely gorgeous there. It's one of my favorite places. Now, I do enjoy going to the beach. However, I don't enjoy going to the beach here in Florida. Make it make sense. Ellen said, boo Eagles. My moderators aren't doing a good job. Seawood, go Birds. Let's go, baby. Yeah, so it's really nice there. And then sailing away from St. Thomas, I got some epic sunset pictures that I really enjoyed. Just being out on the balcony and just catching that beautiful sunset. So, and there's one of the sun just disappearing over the horizon. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the ports. I enjoyed San Juan. I have family from Puerto Rico, so it was nice to be able to take Chuck and Lourdes and walk them around the streets of San Juan. I took them down to the governor's house, tried to show them the umbrella street, but they had a big festival getting ready to happen in Puerto Rico, so the umbrellas were down due to the Christmas season, and they put up all these different Christmas lights, so you really didn't get to see much because during the day, nothing was lit up. But we couldn't get down to the governor's mansion because they have this big festival that was happening that weekend in Puerto Rico in San Juan, so the streets of Old San Juan were completely blocked off. And there were stages set up throughout the whole city, so they were having a bunch of concerts, different music, and all of that stuff happening. St. Thomas, we did that $38 2.5-hour death tour, which in my opinion, it was worth it. It might have been a little sketchy at some points because now, even though it's the United States Virgin Islands, they still operate a little bit from the Dutch way. So they drive on the left, they drive on the opposite side, and it's all uphill. Everything is uphill. So every road you take is a straight up, and then it curves, and then it turns, and then it curves, and then uphill, and then curves. So the lady was blowing the horn every 2 seconds. So I'm sure you're going to hear it in the video. And I'm sure you're going to hear a smart comment from me that says we got a horny driver, because I definitely made that comment a few times. Chuck was sitting right next to me. And when you put me and Chuck together, we're bad influences. And if you got me, Chuck, and Scott, then we're a triple bad influence. So we were making jokes back and forth. I'm pretty sure you're going to hear it somewhere along in the video. And then there was times where we were head on with a truck, and it just was a little sketchy. So if you're not used to that little bit of sketch craziness of the island life, then it's going to get to you a little bit. I know Lourdes, she got herself a big daiquiri when we were there, and that helped calm her a little bit. The ride back, she was just having a grand old time. That's where Bill was today. St. Thomas is gorgeous. I love it there. Turks and Caicos has the best water. I'd have to disagree. I don't think Turks and Caicos got the best water. There's several. All of St. Thomas has great, gorgeous beaches, but in my opinion, Megan's Bay is the most pristine beach in all of St. Thomas. Let's go. Martin has hit prime tonight. Someone won $30K on dancing drums. Well, it wasn't me because I'm not there. So I hope you and Haley are having a grand old time. I see she did the zip line. That's awesome. And for any of you that are in the Facebook group, if you're on any cruises or anything like that, feel free to post your pictures in the Facebook group. That's what it's there for. It's all there to start conversation within the cruising community, ask questions, things like that. I know some people are a little hesitant when it comes to posting in the groups, but feel free. That group is just as much your group as it is my group. And just have a blast with it. Enjoy it. Post your pictures. Post your dinner pictures. You got a quick little video, post your videos, do whatever you want to do. Enjoy the group, have a fun time with it. It's there for the taking. Super heavy police presence in San Juan. They had multiple stages set up, multiple food trucks that weren't open. Yeah, there were some food trucks that weren't open. And with me having that little bit of Spanish heritage in me, I got excited when I saw a pincho truck and he wasn't open. So I was a little disappointed when I couldn't get pinchos. But for some reason, I still got a hot dog. I don't know what it is with me and hot dogs. I don't know. Get mad at me later. Not mad at you at all, man. Not mad at you at all. Post away. That's the whole part of having the Facebook group, right? The purpose of having the Facebook group is to bring people who have the same interests together under one umbrella. We all are here in the Facebook group for a reason. We all love cruising. Cruising to us is a passion. I look forward to seeing everyone's pictures. I enjoy when people post pictures or videos of their food, things like that. Now, if you are a creator, there's a post for you guys. Every month I put out a creator corner post. So if you have a video or something like that, you want to try and get some more subs, put your videos under that creator corner post. That's the only thing that will be removed from the main page post. Any pictures you take, anything like that, feel free to post it on the page. Post it, post it, post it. You're not going to hear me tell you no. Unless you're a creator, post it in the creator corner. It's pinned at the top of the group. Everyone can post videos there. Doesn't matter if you're a big creator or small creator. Feel free to post it. So to post as a creator, you just go to featured. And every month you'll see a post like this. This is the creator corner post. Go there, post all your content. Head into the Aqua Show. Take care, friends. Enjoy. Martin, tell Haley I said hello. Make sure you guys enjoy that Aqua Show. That's one of my favorite. Pasta making class. Yeah, that was fun. Not going to be eating boxed pasta anymore. I'll be honest. Yeah, handmade pasta is way better. Let's see. I got a picture on here. Where is it? Could you believe that this guy made that delicious looking bowl of pasta right there? Yeah, that was me. Handmade from scratch. Sauce, pasta, everything right there. Made from scratch. And I'll be making it from scratch again. And as I was making it, I was looking at the ingredients and I was like, yep, this goes next, that goes next, this goes next. And I was right. Listen, I'm a big boy for a reason. I didn't get big overnight. I got big because I enjoy food. The pasta class was great. Man, I absolutely loved it. And I'm sad and disappointed at myself that I haven't done it before this cruise. Like, it was the same feeling I felt when I did Chef's Table on the Jubilee. I was disappointed that I haven't done it before then. So it's definitely something that's going to get put on the list. It was absolutely worth it. 100% worth it to me. But all in all, it was a good time. We did Rudy Sea Grill. I went with the crab imperial stuffed lobster tail. That was delicious. Bonsai teppanyaki was a great meal choice. And then we did bonsai for lunch. If you've not done bonsai for lunch, let me recommend that right now. I went with the noodle bowl. Absolutely phenomenal. As much ramen as I eat, I could sit there and eat that ramen every day and be okay with it. Now, it's not like you're having some authentic Japanese ramen, but it was good ramen. It was a passable ramen. It wasn't bad. Enjoyed it. Yeah, Chuck. Coke Zero, hard to find. I was not going to get off in the Dominican Republic. I was going to stay on the ship because I've been to Amber Cove so many times before. But Carnival has Pepsi products, and I'm not a big Pepsi drinker. Now, I should be because my mom, that's all she drinks is Pepsi products. I'm not a real big Pepsi guy. I'd rather have Coke Zero. And if we're being honest, I'd rather have Dr. Pepper Zero. I'd rather have Dr. Pepper Zero all day long. But Pepsi Zero, for some reason, it just does not hit the way a soda should hit. So I got off the ship in Amber Cove just to look for a Coke Zero. Could not find one. You ate baby trees for lunch. What are baby trees? Is that broccoli? I ate some broccoli. So when we did bonsai for lunch, I went with the ramen bowl. I got the skewers. Chuck got the edamame. Some shrimp tempura. What else did I get? Oh man, what else did I get? I'm gonna have to go back to my pictures. Sushi, which I'll pass. Lourdes got the teriyaki beef tips. They were good. I got the skewers, the ramen. Oh, and then there was veggie tempura. Now, enoki mushrooms, for those of you who like ramen, enoki mushrooms are like really long and they're thin. So they're good if you grill them, and they're even better if you fry them in some tempura. They were absolutely phenomenal. I took them away from everybody. I didn't let nobody have them. They had 2 of them in there. They were mine. Took them all. We gonna do something on the TA? Yeah, I'm cool with doing a pasta class on the TA. You ate baby trees. The baby trees are bonsai equals baby tree. Oh, look at that. I learned something new. I didn't know bonsai meant baby tree. Dr. Pepper tastes like cough syrup to me. Ew. Oh my God, Med. We were best friends. I don't know where you're at with this one. I drink Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, Pepsi Mango Zero. Pepsi Mango Zero? That's a new one. I'm going to have to see if I can't find that. Huh. Look at that. I can get it on Uber Eats. Pepsi Mango Zero. I didn't even know that existed. Now, I'll be honest with you. I can do Pepsi over in the UK. Because the Pepsi over there, Pepsi Max, is way better than Pepsi Zero here. Pepsi Max, phenomenal. Pepsi Zero, garbage. Yeah, we're doing the Mardi Gras on the way back from Barcelona. You're on the TA going over. Publix or Kroger's. Yeah, see, I knew it was the Japanese art of growing and maintaining miniature trees. I didn't know they were like baby trees. Yeah, Pepsi Max is way better than Pepsi Zero. 100% way better. But all soda over there, for some reason, is way better. They don't use all the crap that we use here in the States. Even Coke in Mexico is way better than Coke in the States. Coca-Cola, mind you. It's all way better. It's all better. We just put way too much stuff in our stuff, and that's the way it goes sometimes. That's the way the cookie crumbles, shall they say. Now, what's that soda I wanted to try? Kirk's soda. That's it. Kirk's. Kirks. That's a soda that I wanted to try. It's a soda water. But it's in Australia. So when I was looking at everything to like try, that was one of them that I was wanting to try when I got there in April. But unfortunately, I'm not there in April. So Marty was the cruise director. Marty's not a bad cruise director. I've had Marty before. He's pretty good. He's not bad. He's not no Lee Mason, Kendall Fire, Joey Boyle, but he's not bad. He's a good cruise director. I think Carnival felt like they were being attacked at one point in time, because I remember when I first started sailing with Carnival that every time you got off the ship and enjoyed the port and then you came back, you always had towels, you always had water, and you always had like a little tent that would coat you from the sun. Well, the first port, there was nothing. The second port we get off, and who was in port with us? The second port was San Juan. Was it St. Thomas? No, it was the first port. First port was Amber Cove. We had the Sun Princess in port. So when we got off the ship, the Sun Princess already had tents set up. They already had the water machines out. As soon as we were getting off, Carnival didn't have anything out. And when we were making our way back to the ship, they were getting everything set up. And I was like, oh, look at that. The sister ship's in port. And Carnival's just like, hey, well, if they're going to do it, we're going to do it. And then they just set it all up. They had the tents, the water, chairs, places for you to sit down and relax. And it continued on. It didn't happen in San Juan because the way that port is set up, but it happened in St. Thomas. Like, they had the loungers out there and all that stuff. So it was like, hey, shots fired from Princess. Now Carnival's taking it up and pulling out all stops. So I thought it was pretty funny. If you get to Atlanta, do World Coca-Cola plant. I did not like all the drinks, but some of them. I'd have to check it out. We're eventually going to make it all the way up to Atlanta. I want to try and take a trip up to Jersey sometime this year, but I want to drive up. Haven't met Marty yet. Marty's pretty good. He's not bad. He's a good cruise director. Oh, absolutely. I'm definitely going to get to the Down Under. That is for sure. That's going to happen. 100%. If I'm being honest, and I'm looking at time schedules, like going frame by frame, it would probably 27. Because Carnival just sent me a new email offer today for Trans-Pacific Elite sailings. And they have a couple that are very interesting that leave on the Luminosa in late 26. And then there's a couple that are in 27 that are pretty interesting for me. So it'll most likely be 27. Because 26, we got the Alaska group cruise. I'm actually doing 2 group cruises in 26. So 26, I got 2 group cruises. I got one with another channel, and then I'm going for ours in Alaska. I'm not too far from the Australia Zoo, and my apartment building is right next to the hotel apartment building. Hey, listen, when I go and ring all the bells and just ask for Gay, I'm going to just show up one day. Now, that could be a possibility too, right? Like, I could get a good offer and just magically, poof, hop on a ship before 27 and be in Australia. But if I'm looking at it timeline-wise, 26 is out of the question with everything that's going on in 26. 25 is definitely out of the question, but 27 is still far enough out that I can make that work in 27. But they got a couple itineraries that are leaving out of Singapore. They got a couple that are going out of Tokyo, a couple that are leaving out of like San Francisco and ending in Tokyo. So they got some that are pretty interesting on what I'm looking to achieve in 27. But since we're talking about group cruises, why not? Why not watch this? There's a lot of you in here that I know aren't on this group cruise, that aren't on this trip. So enjoy the promo. There you go. That's the promo for the Alaska Group Cruise 2026 on board the beautiful Star Princess. Y'all, this hour has flown by. Don't knock the Carnival Celebration. If you want to get on one of the XL class ships, I highly recommend it. They are phenomenal. But the Jubilee just tops out for me. That is my favorite XL class ship. And I'll be back on that at the end of May. So I look forward to that one. I really enjoyed the Celebration both times I've been on it. Some things were hit or miss, but that was for me. Maybe you have a better experience than I do. But like always, I say go into it with an open mind, an open heart, and open expectations, and it will be an amazing voyage from start to finish. I had a blast hanging out with y'all for this last hour. Y'all already know where to find me, Facebook group, and for those of you who are on the Alaska Group Cruise, April 1st will be the day the Facebook group opens for the Alaska Group Cruise. So without further ado, there is the announcement. April 1st, Alaska Group Cruise Facebook page will be active and open. Emails are already sent out to hotels. We're looking at group hotels sometime this July for that information to be released. And t-shirts and all of that stuff will be released over the summertime as well. But April 1st, April Fool's Day. I guess we're going to have to find out and see if the group actually opens. But that is when I'm looking to get the group up and running. It's in the works now, but April 1st, it'll be open to everyone that is in the Alaska Group Cruise. I will send out an invite to everyone that is in the group personally. So if you want to join, shoot an email over to thenaughtycruiser@gmail.com. Quotes don't cost you nothing. And join us for the Alaska Group Cruise. A bad day on a cruise ship is better than a good day at work. Anytime. 100% right, Chuckles. And I say that to you all the time. A bad day on a cruise ship is better than a good day at work. Without a doubt. But no live show next week. I will see you... What day is it? February 6th. 2 days after my birthday. That'll be the next live show. February 6th, there's no live show next week. And this is the last live show from the kitchen table. Next time it's going to be from an office setup. So until then, y'all know what to do. Catch me on the Facebook groups. Be sure to like and subscribe on your way out if you haven't done so already. And there's a video dropping this weekend. Shh, don't tell anyone. Just kidding. It's coming this weekend. I'll see you on the whatever day I told you. Peace.